One night, we all decided to enter the ceiling together and do a group heist.
Spartans!
Bad idea. Very, very bad idea. Back in high school, I was ignorant, foolish, and book smart. I made really foolish decisions, and one of these decisions would lead to me almost getting expelled from school. I was in 12th grade taking my final exams when I was called out for violating the school's code of conduct. Which wasn't really surprising, because I violated that joint pretty often. But this time it was serious because it was on an astronomical scale. By Nigerian standards anyway. But before we get into all of that, let me reintroduce myself. Hi guys, my name's Tino.
In my life, it's kinda crazy.
In Nigerian high schools, aka secondary schools, it's common practice for students to have uniforms. And because of the materials they're made from, they had to be ironed out to make them look presentable after each time they're worn. As a boarding student, you're required to bring your own pressing irons to school. They were taken from you upon entry and kept in storage and were only given back to you on the weekends for you to iron your clothes. After which, the pressing irons were then taken away from you again the following Monday. And if you somehow managed to escape returning your pressing iron on Monday and decided to use it during the week, if you got caught using it, it was seized on the spot. I had ironed all 6 of my uniforms on Sunday, returned my iron, and crumpled all of my uniforms the following day. How? I slept on the whole pile. Why? I had just come back from studying for my next exam and I was too lazy and too tired to move the clothes to my locker, so I slept on them. Terrible excuse, I know, but that was genuinely what happened. And seeing as I had put myself in a predicament, I started thinking of a way to get my hands on a pressing iron because your boy was not about to wear an origami to school the next day. So I hit up my boy Philip. Whenever I got in a tight spot, Philip always knew a way out.
I want to play a game.
And if there wasn't one, he made one.
Nope.
He was sharp, resourceful, and in the great words of Plato, he belonged to the streets.
Oh, yes,
and he was my partner in crime. After I told him my predicament, we got to plotting, and we came up with 2 solutions. 1, we either somehow managed to swipe the storage key from the potter and get the iron from the storage, or 2, make our way through the ceiling to the storage and retrieve the irons. For those of you that don't know what a potter is the person in charge of the dorm building. They're equivalent to a resident assistant or an RA in a college dorm. They hold the keys to all the necessary facilities in the dorm. The first option was a dub, because the potter on duty that week was always wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. Nothing could get past him, so our only option was navigating through the ceiling to the storage. So the next day, when everyone left for the morning assembly, we stayed behind and hid in our lockers while the potter on duty walked around to chase out any of the remaining students in the dorm. The night before, we scouted the building and found out that the entrance to the ceiling was in the bathroom, but it was practically impossible to get there without being seen by the potter, so we decided to make our own entrance. We carved up the ceiling in our room and made a hole big enough for us to wiggle through. Because we knew the layout of the building, it was easy to navigate to the potter's lodge through the ceiling, even though it was dark. We managed to get to the storage, obtain the irons, and head back to our room. Our roommates asked how me and Phil got our hands on some irons, and this is where we fucked up. We told them, thus creating potential snitches and a bunch of loose ends. After we told them, they were all eager to learn how to get into the ceiling and retrieve more irons. A one-time thing eventually became a habit, and at some point we started getting irons on a daily. We didn't even need them anymore, we just kept getting them just to get them. We were like fiends, boy, and that drunk was like Coca-Cola. One night we all decided to enter the ceiling together and do a group heist.
Spartans!
Bad idea. Very, very bad idea. And because we made hella noise in the ceiling that night, other students in the building could tell that people were in the ceiling. As the weekends passed, the potter noticed a number of items were continuously missing from his storage, and he had also heard rumors that there were students roaming the ceiling at night. It wasn't hard for him to figure out that me and Philip were involved, because we had a reputation for being defiant, and he had also seized a lot of irons from my roommates during the week. He just had no evidence that we were the perpetrators, so we couldn't be punished. Now, some of you could argue that the iron itself is evidence, true, but it's evidence that can be made invalid pretty easily. You could just say we saw it lying around in the dorm, and we picked it up, and there would be no way to dispute our claim, because guess what? There's no cameras in the building. That's it for the first half of the story. I'm gonna make the second half of this video later, so if you enjoyed it so far, hit that like button, leave a comment, and please subscribe because I am nothing without you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!